Welcome back to my grouse series of videos. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 yet, be sure you go check those out. I spent some time with some Greater Sage Grouse and some Sharp-tailed Grouse photographing them, as well as discussing the basics of using a photo blind for photography. And we also discussed lek etiquette. So be sure you check those out. This is part 3 of 4 of this grouse series of videos, and I've taken to the mountains in search of ruffed grouse, another beautiful species that I love spending time with. And over the next few days I'll be out here searching for ruffed grouse, hopefully getting some pictures and some video footage, and we'll also be discussing how to get the image that you want in a very ethical manner, putting the needs of the bird first, but still getting that image that you're after. So follow along. There's a lot of life in these mountains this time of year, so let's go find some. So I found my first ruffed grouse here. This is actually a male that I photographed before. This will be my 4th year in a row photographing this particular male. He's just a beautiful male. He's my favorite one to spend time with. He's beautiful, and the perch that he uses is very unobstructed by vegetation, so I'm able to get a clean picture of him without a bunch of trees and plants in the way, which is hard to do with these guys. So he's just a good one to photograph. Anytime I find one of these ruffed grouse drumming, I just want to jump in and start photographing them. I just get so excited. But it's very important that I remember not to, that instead I sit back, observe them from a distance, and I watch and I wait. These males are up here on their perches drumming to attract females to mate with. And if I approach now, any females in the area are going to leave. They're much more skittish than the males. And you've got a chance also of scaring this male off of his perch, and you're not going to get a picture anyways. Oh, he's drumming right now. I don't know if you could hear that, but yeah, he just drummed. So instead of approaching now to try to get my picture, I'm just going to sit back and watch him from a distance and figure out the best spot to return to in the morning to get my picture of him. And then when I do return in the morning, it's going to be early before he's on his perch, and most likely that'll mean coming in while it's still dark. I'll come in, get hidden, and then I'll just be quiet and I'll be as still as I can and just wait for him to come in. And he'll come in, and you'll be able to get your pictures and any females moving around the area, because you'll be hidden and you're going to just be as still as possible. They'll be comfortable, and then later in the morning when they leave, you can leave, and it's just a win-win for you and the animal. You'll get your picture, they'll be comfortable doing their thing, and you'll just have an awesome experience out here in nature. So that's the way that I highly recommend you photograph these guys, and that's the most successful way I found of doing it. So it's just, again, very important to put them first, and when you do, that's when you're going to get the best pictures, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm glad to see that this guy's doing well. He's my favorite one, and I was really rooting for him to make it another year. So I'm excited to get with him tomorrow morning. It's going to be good. even if you're well hidden, if you're camouflaged using a blind to photograph these guys, I've found that it's good to give them a break, in between times coming out. So, for example, this morning I get out here early, get into position, I'm able to, photograph him. He seems comfortable, and he's left his perch for the day, so I'm going to take off here. But I'm not going to come back first thing tomorrow and do the same thing. I'm going to give him a 2 or 3 day break, even though he seemed extremely comfortable. And, I feel like I was very still, very quiet. I was hidden. I might unknowingly be stressing him out or keeping females away, things like that. And, he's out here displaying to attract the females to mate with. And I don't want to unknowingly be keeping them away. And, if that were the case, then he's just wasting his energy for nothing. So, again, I just find it's a good idea to give him a little break in between. So I'll be back out here again in a few days, and hopefully get some more pictures, and then a few days after that I'll go visit him again. And there's some other grouse in the area I'm going to visit in between, and so I'll just kind of cycle through them. That way I'm not just sitting with the same bird every morning, every day. I just think it's a good idea to break things up for him. Another awesome morning with these ruffed grouse, or with a ruffed grouse. I photographed another ruffed grouse this morning. It was one that I've never photographed before. I found him yesterday and was able to get into position early this morning, watch him approach his log, do his display, and it was just such a beautiful scene that I had with him this morning. I'm starting to get up into this higher elevation, different terrain, and because of that I actually got snowed on this morning, but it was just an awesome scene being out with this ruffed grouse, seeing him do his display with this beautiful, you know, just environment that we're in, and have it snow. That's just something I've been wanting to capture for years now, so I'm glad that I was able to get some of that this morning. The reason I'm starting to get into higher elevations is to get a variety of terrain. My main goal with these ruffed grouse this year was to get as many different birds on as many different perches as I could. And because of that, I'll be working on ruffed grouse for the coming weeks still, and I may or may not put together another video with them, depending on the variety that I'm able to get with the ruffed grouse. I may come out with another video. Sorry, I've got clouds coming in and out here. But yeah, if that's something you want to see, just all the different grouse I'm able to find this year, let me know, and I'll for sure put together another video and get that out there in the coming weeks or months. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't seen the previous two yet, be sure to watch those as well. There is quite a large difference between how these grouse display, as I'm sure you've noticed. In the first two videos, the sage grouse and the sharp-tailed grouse, the males all come together in these communal areas, these leks that I've talked about, and they'll display and compete against each other there. Whereas these ruffed grouse, they display by themselves. Each male has his own perch that he displays in, and it's generally some higher point in the terrain, whether it's a mound of dirt or a rock or a fallen log. These males each have their own display point, and they'll flap their wings incredibly quickly, make that drumming noise that you've seen in the video, or heard in the video, I guess. But yeah, they do that display. Some of the males will splay out their neck feathers a little bit, fan out their tails. They don't all do that. I'm not sure why. If you know why, let me know in the comments. But that is something I've been meaning to research now for a little while. But yeah, it's just this beautiful display that they do, one that I look forward to seeing and hearing each year. It's just so pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, part 3 of 4, and I'll be coming out next week with part 4, another awesome species of grouse that I love spending time with. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Until next week though, I hope you have a wonderful week, and as always, I appreciate the support, and if you have any questions, feedback, input, anything like that, let me know in the comments. I try to get back to each of those. And yeah, until next week, have a wonderful week. I'm going to go do some more exploring now though, see what I can find, and we'll see you next week.